What's up, America, and welcome to another episode of the Affairs of the Heart podcast. We have missed you guys, at least I have. I know we had a week off, and there is so much to talk about. But as it always is, the boys are in the house. SoDebNair is here, and maybe Easy Said Easy Done is here. Maybe. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
What's going on? It has been a week, huh?
Yes.
It has been a week.
I had some people DM me talking about where y'all at.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
I had vacation, so.
Well, I mean, we were supposed to pre-record it, and I dropped the ball on that, so that was my fault.
Yeah. No worries. It happens.
I've had a lot going on, so.
Well, we are here to talk about it all. We are here to. What'd you say, E?
I said, would you care to elaborate?
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about it all. I am excited about everything that we are going to get into tonight. So first things first, how was everybody's week? Anything new? Anything amazing? Anything crazy?
I'm drinking today, okay? So I'm ready.
Oh. Okay. Drinking.
Yes, I don't teach. I don't teach in the morning, so I can get lit with y'all during this session.
Oh, so it's going to be one of those shows. Okay.
I mean, if you want it to be.
Okay.
But it's crazy though. Nothing out of the ordinary, but just I made it through.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta give thanks to where it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That part. I think I saw your post about the kids, and they actually FaceTimed you or set up for class like it was the next day of class and school was over, and you were like, why are y'all here?
We had a whole graduation. What are you talking about? But what did I do? I ended up staying on for a couple hours, eating cereal and watching cartoons with them. So,
aww, I love that. I love it. That's it. You just stayed on watching cartoons and eating cereal with your kids.
Yeah, I caved. I'm like, all right, hold on, let me get up, turn my camera on. I put some clothes on. Went and got a bowl of cereal, sat on the couch. I put a Disney movie. What did we watch? We watched a couple. Oh, we watched Cruella.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was a really good movie.
Wow.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't tell me. Don't spoil it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely worth seeing. I wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. All right. SoDebNair has so many things to talk about. I
don't know how he finds these situations that he in.
Out of situations.
So you want to? Which one do you want to take first?
Scandal.
Which one do you want to talk about first? Because you got a couple of things we got on the docket for you.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes, indeed. See, I just remembered Dwayne hit me up about a couple of them too.
Yeah. Just tell me where you want to start. We can go from there.
So let's start with, because I'm dying to know all about the tea. What happened? What's going on? Celebrities are shooting shots fired at the cruise, and people are all about the tea, but then they're praising you and a couple of other people. Okay, what's going on?
I mean, basically, the lady who runs the channel, she went off on one of the girls that everyone loves. She said something about her having, I don't want to say the wrong word. What is it? It's like a self-care, whatever the word, I can't think of what the word is, but it came off as though she had mental issues. And so everyone was upset about it because that's not what she said. The girl said time constraint, she couldn't be there. And in a nutshell, that's where it started everything. She spoke out, I spoke out, everybody from the panel spoke out, and they did an interview about us yesterday on her channel, and she basically trashed us all. And so we're here. But if you guys that are on here, if y'all want to see it, all of this on my other YouTube channel, on the SoDebNair channel. But it's a long story that I really don't want to tell because I feel like a lot of people from my channel is here today and they're tired of hearing about it, and I don't want to like drag it into the ground. So but it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
So for the details, we need to go to your YouTube channel.
Yes.
Got you. Yes. I heard it.
But big things happen with my YouTube channel. I hit 5K subscribers this week. Actually hit 5K today.
Yes. Sorry, a little late.
No.
There we
go. I got monetized. We're actually at almost 1,000 right now. We're at 825 on the Affair to the Heart podcast channel.
Pew, 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 pew.
I did not think that. I didn't think my video was going to blow up that fast because I would have tagged everything from this podcast channel on there. I just thought because I only had like 380 subscribers when I made my first video. Yes, I went from 380 to 5K in like a week. So I had no idea.
And is that solely from the All About Tea situation? Like,
yeah, I mean, I just have a lot of backstory and insight into what really happened. So people have been coming over to my channel and just getting the backstories to everything.
Getting all the tea. Yeah.
All the time.
Yes. So it has nothing to do with your news or your OnlyFans.
My what?
Oh, okay. Just joking. I just want to see if make sure we're all on the same page.
Just make sure he wasn't catching you slipping.
And I just told these people I don't have an OnlyFans today. Now you talking about OnlyFans.
People are gonna jump on Twitter real quick.
Right. I do not have an OnlyFans page, guys. I do not.
Okay. Specifics. He does not have an OnlyFans page.
I do not.
Got it. So while we were on our little weekly hiatus, these pictures started coming up on social media with this,
videos
of this boo situation. So you want to talk about who this person is and their birthday celebration that you were a part of?
Well, I mean, you guys already kind of know all of this stuff because I've been talking about it. I've never shown a picture or like said a name or nothing like that. But I mean, I'm dating, and we kind of took it to a different level last weekend.
What level is
that? We are seriously dating. That's what the word that was given. So yeah,
seriously dating.
Yes, like we're doing.
What does that detail for you?
Well, wait, before we get there, do you care to let the viewers know about who this young man is? Not specifics, but just, fill them in on the backstory about.
So, what's funny? What's funny is that I posted pictures and everyone didn't put all the clues together. So I kind of want to leave it at that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Detective DQ over here was like,
y'all know. Y'all know.
I don't know. It wasn't brought up.
You did a very good job of keeping this one under wraps.
But so we have been dating for like almost 3 years though. Like this has been on and off. So this is not like something that's new. It's just been on and off.
To who?
To this podcast. I mean, I've talked about this guy before, so this is not new. We just have not came together and like solidified that we're actually dating. But we've talked about him before.
So let's be clear. You talk about a lot of your personal experiences in various different situations. So if you were talking about him, We might not have known.
So the other week I said something. I said I learned something about communicating and being specific about communication for me. How I feel like I want communication. I drop my little nuggets here and there, but I mean, again, this is not fully us together. So, and y'all, I try not to get in, unless it's like this is my boyfriend. I don't want to go there because once I say that, then next week I'm like, we broke up. So you know what I'm saying.
And the title of the episode will be SoDebNair. Period. That's okay.
To me, I feel like seriously dating means like we're seriously interested in figuring out the boyfriend situation. But until that title was there, I'm just dating. So.
Okay, now Easy, what was your question again?
Oh, I'm good. I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
But we did have an amazing time last weekend for his birthday. He came here to visit me. He was supposed to come the weekend before that because of my new job situation to celebrate, but he was like, hey, let's just celebrate the new job and the birthday at the same time. So I was like, that's cool. And it was different. Like I said, we've been doing this for a little while, and that weekend was really special. We had a really good time. We went out together. I learned how to not be that bitch when I'm out with him and people are trying to talk to him while we're out together. I sit there and I watch his actions and things that he did, and he handled stuff very well. So.
Okay.
All right.
I'm learning, guys.
And we call that growth.
Oh.
Yeah. All
but
right.
I mean, it's not locked down yet. When it happens, we'll have that conversation. But I'm taking it step by step. I've learned from my brother Dwayne not to jump full head in first.
Listen, no, just enjoy the space and the time that you are in.
Absolutely.
Don't think too much of it, and I mean, really, obviously have direction, but don't psych yourself out and make it hard on you. And enjoy the moments. Like the moments are what make the longevity. So
and this is long distance too. So
say that again.
This is long distance.
How long distance?
I'm in Atlanta. He's in Chicago. But I mean, seeing each other is not a problem. So
okay.
Anthony suggests that you read the 5 love languages. We're already on that. Very well versed.
Yes.
In the 5 love languages. Anything else you want to share, SoDebNair, that we missed?
I mean, not really. I mean, I feel like I said, I feel like we've already kind of talked about a lot of this stuff. Like I said, I learned from the things that me and you have talked about, on the audio podcast. We talked about a lot, once we got to YouTube. And I'm just taking the advice that I've been given from, everyone who's been on the show, and I'm just trying to do things the right way. I'm not overreacting. I'm taking it whatever we agree on. I'm taking on that, and I think I'm doing a good job right now. So,
okay, fair enough.
I like it.
Easy said, easy done. What you got? What's going on?
Oh, I'm still getting stood up over here. I don't know what y'all talking
about. Not still getting stood up over here.
Listen, it's all right. You and Meech gonna be best friends to the end, honey.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
That's my partner in crime. That's my soulmate right there, for real.
Okay, fair enough. So welcome to the Affairs of the Heart podcast. If you are unfamiliar with us, we are a group of Black gay males whom talk about love, sex, and relationships. All of us are, every last one of us. Love, sex, and relationships from a Black gay male perspective. SoDebNair had to go, clearly. And so if you're joining us on Facebook, please make sure that you read the description and click the link in the description to make sure your likeness can be shared if you decide to leave a comment, so it does not show up as Facebook user. If you're joining us on anything other than YouTube, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications so that we know you are so that we know that you are there. And you know when we're on every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Well, not every Thursday. We do take a break every now and then. But you'll know that ahead of time.
Eastern Standard Time.
But I mean, Standard Time.
You went on vacation. You didn't tell us about this part.
Mm-hmm. I did. Me and the boo went to we do an annual tubing trip with gold-blooded experiences. I have the hardest time saying that. It's a travel group that my friend has. We go on a tubing trip every summer in June. So we go to a tubing trip. So it's tubing. Basically, like air tubing.
I was like, what's it, lubing?
No, none of that. Not at all. We go on a tubing trip. It's usually about anywhere from 20 to
what does a lubing trip look like?
I was trying to figure it out.
Only in Easy Said, Easy Done's mind. I'm sure there were a lot of things that ran through Easy Said, Easy Done's mind when we talked. But it was a tubing trip. It's usually about anywhere from like 30 to 50 mixed groups of people, men and women, gay, straight. We have a really good time. There's scavenger hunts and all this kind of other stuff. And then it culminates with going on down a river on a tube, which is a lot of fun. So if you were interested...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
What were you going to say? Oh, no, if you're interested, go check out Gold-Blooded Experiences here on YouTube or goldbloodedexperiences.com for more information and set up for next year. What were you going to say?
I was going to ask about the different types of lube that happen. Like, how do y'all decide what lubes?
Stupid.
Is it like a tester where y'all test the different, like there's new ones that are coming out?
Yeah. That's the entire weekend. We're just testing lubes.
Lubing it up.
Yeah. Stupid. I can't. Mark says it sounds like a slip slide to me. Yes.
Could you imagine that though? I mean, I'm just in my mind here.
No, absolutely not.
I'm sorry, my bad. I opened up a door and
thank you. I appreciate it.
And Aaron won't close it back.
I'm just really trying to think of that trip though.
I'll be.
He had to go find the lubes so he could shut it. Okay.
I can still hear you, ass.
He's like, put the lubes away.
Yes, hurry.
Get him off the dresser.
Right. Stupid. All right. It was a great weekend though. A lot of fun. Made a lot of great new friends. Awesome. Moving on. None. And you have a whole week's worth of backup because you didn't get to hang out with us last week.
All right. Whew. Okay, I'm back.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's get into this week's topics. You sure?
Yes.
I'm just making sure you're good. All right. So
those are the viewers.
Don't blame it on Mark. You started it. All right. So we're gonna start with our relationship topics for this week. Actually, before we get to that, I had a question that I wanted to ask as our little icebreaker. I like to do these I've enjoyed doing my icebreakers, to kind of get the conversations heated up before we get into the good stuff. So
heat it up.
Somebody hit me up the other night because apparently they didn't realize that I had a platform. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "I'm good." Now, a little backstory on this person. We fooled around a very long time ago. Hadn't heard from them since. They kind of cut things off. done and done. So I haven't spoken to them or heard from them since. So then all of a sudden I get an inbox saying, "Oh, Dwayne, how are you? Oh my God, it's so good to see you. I want to do an interview with you." They want me to interview them because they have a new single out. And I said, "Well, are you?" Because it was kind of convoluted. The conversation was convoluted. So it was. I'm like, "Are you asking for me to do an interview with you?" "Well, yeah, I didn't know you had a platform, and I'm just trying to get my single out there." And I don't necessarily know how to feel about this, guys. I feel two-sided. I'm kind of like, well, you can keep that over there because you didn't, you haven't, even though things didn't work out with us fooling around or whatever, you still, we haven't communicated at all. But now that you see that I have some type of platform, now you want to, be all over it to promote what you have going on. Right. How do you feel about that? Do you think I should, still do the interview or still help him out, or should I be like, fuck you?
I mean, how do you feel about it?
I think he's trying to get our opinions on it.
I mean, but you personally know this person, so I mean, if it was someone that I dealt with, I mean, if we had a good chemistry and we were cool outside of that, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that. But it all depends to me on how you actually feel about the person. That's my opinion.
I mean, we haven't had any communication at all.
I mean, have you heard the music? Have you heard the music?
So that was a question that somebody just asked. Do you like the song? I haven't even listened to the song. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm not opposed to listening to the song, I guess. But
what if you listened to it and it was about you?
I think maybe it's the whole of how he came about it.
Yeah.
I think that, because I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. But for you to say, "Oh, I didn't know you was even doing something," like that kind of comes off as like, "So did you, like, what did you think I was doing? Just sitting around like filling the thumbs?" Like it's like you kind of low key minimize me.
But maybe he just didn't know.
But I mean, he didn't know. But there's just a way of going about it.
Yeah.
Or the approach more to say. I feel like if the approach was better, this could be like it's maybe he wouldn't feel the way that he feels right now, like indifferent about it.
I guess I'll say it this way. I guess I feel indifferent about it because what we tend to do in the community, and I've come across this a lot, because once people realize that I will do interviews with people on various platforms, whether it's my own or if I'm working with Black Gay Weddings, or if it's the ones that I do in my Instagram channel, or the ones I've done on my YouTube channel, then, it's like, oh, well, I want to use you to put my stuff out there. But there is no regard for, I've watched your stuff. I've been I've supported you. Yeah. I knew that I've watched Affairs of the Heart. I'm a fan, whatever the case is. There's no, and then it's the professionalism behind it, right? Because what we also tend to do is we tend to throw professionalism out the door in our community. So like, if you are a LGBTQ artist, I know it's hard for you to kind of get your music out there, and I do want to support you in that aspect. However, you still have to be professional. If you know that I have a platform, say, "Hey, do you have an email address I can send the information to? I really would love for you to hear my music," and then let me decide if I want to interview you. Don't just assume that, because I have a platform that I want to have you on my platform.
Yeah, or even if you let's say you do that, right? How about going and actually viewing your content and saying, "Hey, I love this. I want to see if I can come on here because I love the way you promote people on your channel," or stuff like that.
Lead with that instead of being like, "Oh, I want to use," because to me it seems like you want to use me so that you can have material or what have you. And I'm not down with that. I don't think that there's just a proper way to do things.
I feel like that. I feel the same way when I tell people that, like, we have a podcast and they're like, "Oh, I want to come on."
Do what?
For what?
Right. I don't like. I never know how to respond to that. It's like, well, what
you should start by just be like, "Well, we do need a light guy, and we definitely need someone to serve a crafts table." So,
I think that's the most disrespectful thing to do when people have shows or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm doing a podcast. Oh, I want to come on, and I'm looking like, I mean, there's already 3 of us, and we're doing pretty good. Like, I don't think we didn't ask for another co-host. So,
and that is always usually, and SoDebNair will tell anybody when somebody
let's be honest. Some people didn't even want me on here.
SoDebNair he will tell anybody, I have to run it by Dwayne first. And usually my initial response is, for what? What do they have to bring to the table? What is their platform? Why do they need to use our platform to boost themselves? So I am very, very, very particular about and protective about what we have. And especially like with adding Easy, it was great to add Easy because Easy adds a different balance. Me and SoDebNair can go back and forth all day long, but Easy adds a whole different perspective, and Easy has his own platform. So it wasn't like, we're just bringing a stranger in. And then when other people come in and they're like, or if they've been guests on the show and then they revisit and they're like, oh, I want to be the 4th on the show.
Mm-hmm. Who said we were looking for a Farrah?
Dwayne, let me tell you something. Dwayne is so good with that because I would bring everybody over here if I could.
Sure would.
Dwayne would be like, for what? What are they doing? Let me look at, like, Dwayne is on, but it's checks and balances when it comes to a team, seriously. And that's why I really, really love Dwayne, because Dwayne, I can't get shit past Dwayne. Dwayne be like, okay, but why? Like, what is this going to add to this? We already got me. We already have you. I snuck Easy on because I brought him on for my birthday. And then
let me tell you something. I didn't even know I was a part of the show. Like, I thought I came on as a guest. Next thing you know, I just kept getting invites to come join. I'm like, am I part? Then I saw a flyer with my face on it. I'm like, oh, this is permanent. Okay.
Trust and believe, you were liked. When you came on, I was like, okay, I like Easy. He can come back. If he wants to come back next week, he can, let him come back next week.
Not a poly podcast.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop.
The aunties are here. If you don't follow the Minority Report, please go follow them as well. We love the aunties. And that was another case of the situation. I think now I'll be honest and transparent. Even with their podcast, I said I really would love to be on your show, because I do love their content and I do love the aunties, and I would love to come on and just talk about. And it was a reciprocal thing. It was like, okay, if I'm on, let's bring you on to Affairs of the Heart. Like that's the kind of bargaining we do. We help each other. That people that already have platforms and already have lanes, but if you don't have anything to talk about, and if you don't have anything to put up, I'm just like, why? What are you here for?
Yeah, and I'm honestly like, we don't do a lot of interviews at all. You know what I'm saying?
We don't.
And I think for me, even with my old radio shows, I always tell people, I'm like, we are the show. You know what I'm saying? It's not really because, once, everything gets to be where it needs to be at, let's start doing interviews. But right now, we need to build this brand. You know what I'm saying? Although I do be trying to add other people to it, but I'm just saying, I'm
glad you know. Jabu is here. Jabu, it wasn't about you.
Oh yeah.
It was more or less about how what is the dynamics of how we're gonna make this work. It's just,
but I did ask you about him though.
You did, and I was like, I wouldn't mind. It's just for the sake of what it is, and for building the platform that we have for the three of us, we're still trying to find our space at the podcast table. And it's almost like it, and I hate to use this analogy because this is going to drive me nuts. I hate using this analogy, but it's true. Like, pastors don't put guest people on their pulpit all the time. Yeah. You have to establish a space for everybody, initially, and then start bringing in the guests. Or when one of us is out, hey, can you fill in? It just has to give it space to grow.
Yeah.
But no, Jabu, it wasn't about you, fam. I promise. I don't want you to feel like it was me. Don't blame it on me. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of gauge your thoughts on that, because I really did feel some type of way. Like, are you trying to use me?
Bring him on. Let's listen to the track. Bring him on. We'll give our honest opinion about it.
I feel like we should listen to the track before we bring him on, because Let me tell you something. These people who make this music, it's not. I mean, to be honest with them,
Look at your face, Easy.
Because I'm real particular about music. Like I love music, and especially when it comes down to like independent artists, people who are coming up and doing their own thing. Like I critique you no less than I would critique Mariah or J Hud or Beyonce or whoever that's already out here. So like people who really catch my eye, 7 Deep is one. Like I don't know if you guys are following him, but Google him. He is killing it right now. He is giving like Beyonce type level content, and he is doing it all on his own. The videos, the performances, the music, like it's watching him grow is just a show by itself. So I'm really like, we gotta get him on here.
Okay.
And even Damon, I love Damon's music. Damon doesn't make a lot of music at this, like he takes a lot of space. And Damon is who was on my birthday show when Easy first came. If nobody ever seen it, go back to that show. But Damon's music is really good. Like I love Damon's music. I want him to go so far, but Damon will make an album this year and then wait 3 years to make another one.
He's very Jasmine Sullivan about his music.
Yes, he is.
He likes
but he has really good music though.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, let something happen to sing about.
Check out Mr. Bouvier.
Yeah. Brandon Cage, who, he's on the show. He's been in the comments.
Oh, yeah,
my cousin Brandon. Brandon's music is phenomenal. Like I'm a huge fan of what he writes. And his place, and he's got great vocals. He's got amazing vocals. So
you know what? We should have a musical guest on each month, like once a month.
I'm down for that.
Like, let's do a review of the music and then bring them on. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, like the first Thursday or the last Thursday of the month.
Yes,
I'm down for that.
As long as we're reviewing and it sounds good to all of us, then yes, let's do
it. Notice he said all of us.
Because you have to realize, because of my radio background, people did this to me all the time. And I hated saying, like, I can't play this. I can't bring you on because I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's hard to say to someone. So it's like, my team is going to listen to your music. If they like it, we'll bring you on. I blame it on the team that.
Don't even try it, because if you can tell someone they got trash dick, you can tell someone they got trash music.
But that's dick that I was getting for myself. I don't have to listen to your music.
I love it. Princess is here.
Hey, Princess.
She said, Luke and the 2 Live crew. Yes. Bring them on. All right, fellas. Let's get into the first topic of the night. Do y'all believe it's in taking breaks while you're in a relationship? Do you believe in taking breaks while you're in a relationship?
No.
To do what?
Take a break. I'm out.
So, okay, when I saw this question come in, I immediately thought about the Will and Jada situation, right? Mm-hmm. Where they were taking a break in their marriage, and she had an entanglement with August Alsina.
Understandably.
And duly noted. And so I guess taking breaks in relationships is a maturity level thing, I think.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I think it is a maturity level thing where it's like, you know what, I've got to reevaluate. We've got to come back to the table. I've got to reassess some things. You're not going anywhere, but I need a break. And in this break, we're free and clear to do whatever we need to do, but we're going to reassess or revisit or, whatever the case is. That's a different level of maturity for some people. Some people can't handle that. Some people can.
I think I could handle it. I just need to know what's happening. Like, if we're finding each other, like finding our way back to each other, I don't want you to have to knock down 3, 4, 5 different dudes to find your way back to me. Like, I feel like Okay, if we're taking a break, that doesn't give you an a hall pass to go sleep with anybody and everybody. It doesn't mean for you to yeah. There's got to be we gotta have some rules and regulations set up before we take a break. Like I get like what you said, I'm down with, and I think I could definitely do that. But I'm just like I should be able to trust you. Okay, how about this? Did anybody watch Temptation Island? It's this dating show on I think it's USA, and it's really really good. I really enjoy it. Where you have four couples, they come to an island. The girls are on one island, the boys are on the other island. But there's also a group of guys and a group of girls that they're entertaining too. So they've been going through some relationship problems, but they spend a few weeks on the island, and they're supposed to be finding themselves back to each other. And by the end of this process, either you're going to end up connecting with someone new or you're going to go back to the person you were with. They had a couple on there. Dude ended up sleeping, had a threesome, slept with a couple different girls, and the whole time, like your girlfriend's on the other side of the island. But they established that hey, we're going here with no rules. But by the end of the process, she was just like, I just didn't think that no rules meant that you were just going to sleep with any and everybody. Like, I still thought that you would respect me. We're on a TV show. Our family and friends are going to see everything. I'm going to see this, and you're talking about no rules, but that you really low-key cheated on me. So I feel like if we're going to take a break, there needs to be some hard, concrete rules before we go our separate ways. And we need to have a time frame. Like, is this going to be a week, a 2 week, a month? Where are you going to be staying during this time? Are we still in the same house? Are we just not speaking to each other? Because I know some therapeutic ways where, couples, you're not allowed to speak to each other, but you're still living and operating within the same household. I just need to know that stuff before we do this break.
SoDebNair, you.
I can never handle that. It's a no for me. I think it's a recipe for resentment. Because you're always going to wonder during this break, what did you do? And you can't really say that it was cheating because it was a break.
We got to define what a break is, though.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was thinking. Like, what? But if there's rules, is that really a break?
My thing is, if you're finding yourself, why do you have to find yourself with being in someone else? Like, how does
but maybe the word break isn't the right word for that then. I need to find myself and taking a break. To me, it's two different things. Because I can find myself and still be in a relationship.
Me too. I feel like I do the same thing. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna look at you sideways if you come back from your break and you got a hickey on your neck.
I mean, to me, if it's a break, it's a break. Like, there's all bets are off. We're literally technically we're not together in this time because we've taken a break. So I don't think I would ever use those words in a relationship. And even using Will and Jada as an example, I mean, they've been married for so long. So that's even different because they had that foundation. So for them, they've already allegedly they've explored some things already. So we kind of are privy to that.
But it seems like they took those explorations together.
That's what I'm saying. So when it comes to a break, I feel like that's like we're taking time out on the relationship. We'll come back to it later. So that means whatever I do on this break cannot be brought back up when we get back when the break is over.
Well, one of the things that we don't know about their situation in particular is we don't know the rules. We don't know what they, what they said could be done or could not be done. Obviously, we're let in on a little bit of the rules because she had a whole situation with August. So, and there's no telling what Will did that we don't know about. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't know the other side of the story of the situation.
Will did what was needed to be done, though.
That's why I said
Will,
allegedly.
about Will. So clearly, Will followed the rules. Jada did not follow the rules.
We don't know if he followed the rules. We don't know that.
Well,
I feel like we did. I feel like he did because we don't know nothing about what Will did, and he said he even got his back.
Because what he could have done is something that cannot be repeated.
And so you're taking the situation.
There could be some NDAs out there. We don't know what he did. All we know is that they took a break. We heard what what's the name did because he can't shut his damn mouth.
That's why you can't be messing with these babies.
Right. I mean, but she had a good time.
And look what it cost her.
Nothing. It didn't cost her anything.
I'm just saying,
I don't know if you paid attention specifically to a portion of that interview where when she sat down with him and he mentioned, he was like, I'm going to get you back or something like that. And she's like, oh, you've gotten me back. Trust me. Like I'm sure she's aware of what he's done, but that's as far as it needed to go.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Maybe, no, and you can't necessarily say that Jada broke the rules because
she didn't break the rules they want to break. Yeah.
Somebody else blabbed. So if August had never said anything, we would have never known.
But this is the thing, though. Jada was out everywhere with him. Jada was walking red carpets with him.
And with Will though. So that's not like it was not like it was like a one-sided thing.
But clearly, Will was the responsible one, and he kept his hoes in the back.
Define the word hoes though. Like, what are we talking about here?
I'm specifically calling them hoes.
And when we're talking about them, when we're talking about them, I want to describe what them are.
Hoes, thoughts, side pieces, good time girls. I don't know. Good time boys. I don't know how he kept them in the back, and that's where they stayed. All right. But then also you got to think about the breaks. Like sometimes you got break time babies that appear. You got don't nobody talk about Dwayne Wade and his break baby.
I wish I could insert some crickets right here because I have no idea what.
Dwayne and Gabby had a break before they got married.
But it was a break though, so I mean,
and he had a baby on her during that break.
He didn't have a baby on her; it was on his break.
I'm sure that she still felt some type of way about that. Was this before the baby, before their youngest child?
Then don't agree to a break. It's a break. Like seriously, like you have to literally think about it. Like we have taken time out on this relationship. It's not we have taken a break. He didn't do anything wrong.
You know what I think about this portion of the conversation, SoDebNair, is that it's not for you. It's not something that you can fathom, but you explain it very well.
Because that's why I don't want to take one. I would never do that in a relationship because I can't. Because I want to hold you to the relationship. I want if we're going to break, let's just not have a relationship. Period. If we come back to it, I'm still going to be upset about what you did in between that because what I feel like you should be doing is trying to figure out how to make me and you work, not explore everything else. That's why I would never even if we are in a place we need to take a break, to me, we need to just let it go.
Okay. Let's go to some of the comments because there's a lot of people that have a lot of things to say about this topic. NYC to be for me says, nope, a break to me means broken up. Yep. Auntie is here, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the auntie?
Hey, Auntie.
Auntie is here. And I know she was about to say, you're not putting up my comments. So let me get to Auntie's comments real quick. What are y'all talking about? I've missed. We missed you too, Auntie. It's always good to see you when you are here. And then she says, oh, no breaks, baby. If that's up, then it's up.
When it's up, then it's up. And it's stuck.
And it's stuck. I got it. Princess said that's nasty. That's fine. Mm-hmm. And if it's broke, then it's broke. Auntie rebuttals. So Taj says, No, you can take a vacation. You only take breaks in, friends with benefit situations because you are not obligated to do anything like a relationship. I feel like relationships is more valuable, and we in it for a long run.
There you go.
Okay. All right, Mark. Mark says my ex came back with rug burn. I kicked him out. Well, all right. I guess that's what happened on the break.
But if it was a break, I mean, how can you be mad about that? It was a break.
Oh, I can be mad about it.
Burns and all.
Yeah.
That's on, but that's a personal problem for you. They were on a break, so rug burns. That's his he did that. That was on a break,
and now he can go back to that.
Ooh. Auntie says, I watched the court shows and the judge says y'all need to stop with the breaks because y'all come back with break babies, break relationships, break issues. No, ma'am. And Will is still not all right behind August Alsina. I might agree with that. Auntie said Jada broke the rules.
See, Auntie and I.
And Will was out with his girls too. Well, girls.
Stop.
Oh, all right. Fine.
There you go.
I'm gonna say this. And if you know, then you know. Allegedly, I'm gonna use my Wendy Williams voice. Allegedly, Will's break lives in their pool house, but that's none of my business.
Kind of like how Johnny Gill was living in Eddie Murphy's pool house.
Huh? Okay. That part. The auntie says,
That's some old tea right there. That's some old tea.
Auntie says you can't put many rules on a break because they may limit the healing that may need to occur because that break is cause some need isn't being met and someone wasn't healed from the prior trauma. That is very, very, very true. The purpose of the break or the purpose of that time is obviously should be about healing. And I think that if, what's happening? Yes, Easy. What you got?
Hey, Minority Report. I agree with the statement, but I also have a side note. If your healing involves you putting your dick in someone else, give me a forwarding address so I can send all your stuff there.
So it's not a break then. Y'all broke up.
Okay, maybe we should ask this question. Let me get through the comments, and then I have another question, a B question to this question, because I want to get down to the nucleus of what an actual break is, what causes a break, right? Yes. So let's go through the comments, and then I'm going to ask that question. So great combo, we appreciate you, Minority Report. Where is the Wade baby? Where is the Wade baby? Well. Yeah, Auntie's got a
wading in the water.
See, Terrell, what's going on? Just tuned in, but if we take a break, I'm doing what I want during this break. Period.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Auntie Gwen.
Hey, that's my other aunt.
That's other aunt here. I love it. Hey, Auntie Gwen.
All the aunties is here. The Minority Report and my aunties.
Yes. All right. That was too easy said, easy done. Taj says no sexual healing here. Got it. Okay. Dominique is here. If you can't smash other folks on a break, plus we all get those if you was single texts as soon as you get involved, right? So, and as soon as the break begins, you smash all of them anyway.
All of them, absolutely, because those are in your inboxes all the time when you in a relationship. If you were single, I would. That is absolutely true.
Rita, you're gonna be out here singing your woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Yes,
that is what I call those, the woulda, coulda, shouldas messages.
A little lonely out there on that limb, Miss Watson.
Yes, by herself. So so the big question to this is what would get you to the point in your relationship that you would need to take a break? Is there anything that you think that would transpire? You don't want to let them go. You don't want to end the relationship, but you do feel like you need to both take time to heal, maybe as Minority Report had said, or to identify some internal things that are going on that didn't come up for you before that are coming up for you now. Like, what would justify needing a break in a situation?
I personally, for me, I just couldn't see me having a break in my relationship. So I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even think of this, because even during the break, I'm going to be thinking like, what are you doing? I wouldn't be able to mentally have a break, because now I'm even more worried about what's going on now.
I think longevity. Like, I don't feel like I need a break after a year being in a relationship with somebody. I'm talking about like actual longevity. Like, we need to put some time in. We are financially bound. We got things together. And if we are not seeing eye to eye, if we're not communicating correctly, if we're not on the same page, but at the same time, that means we're at least communicating on the fact that we both want this to work. I can see taking a break would be necessary. But at the same time, with that break, I feel like there needs to be some rules set up. I would even bring in a third party, such as a therapist, a relationship coach, something or another, to help us in that process. Because if at the end of the day, like, you have to be honest about it. Like, if I want this to work and I'm willing to do the work to make this work, I need you to feel the same way. I don't need you to be already technically gone from the relationship. Like, if you're emotionally gone already, just tell me that, so I can start to process those feelings and deal with doing it on my own. Because I don't want to hold you in a situation that you already checked out of. I don't. Like, be honest. Let me know now. We can save ourselves some time and some money. Mm-hmm. So that's just me. So it's like I said, I've seen therapists, and I've seen some of the scenarios that they put forth where, like I said earlier, like, you're still living in a house, but you're not communicating. Like, you're still operating, especially if you have kids. Like, you still have to do the day-to-day operations, but you're only communicating when you absolutely have to. But you're still taking that time to do things on your own, so you can figure out exactly where your heart is, where your mind is. Is it still in this relationship? Do you still want to be here once this is all over with? So eventually you're supposed to come back together and figure out what you learned, what you gained, what you maybe see for yourself. Because guess what, people? We're not the same person that you first met. Like, if we're together and we've been together 10 years, I'm not the same person you met 10 years ago.
That's true.
Neither one of us are supposed to be the same person. You're supposed to grow. And that's one thing about it. Like, people are so in love with the person that they met, that they fell in love with, not thinking that, hey, this person is going to grow differently. You got to be willing to grow with that person. You got to be willing to marry the person that you met 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years. Like, you got to be willing to do the work. So that's just my take.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with both of you in that aspect. I think in terms of a break, it's subjective. I think every person, especially if it's in an individual growth situation, if it is something that, if you're having a mental breakdown, if you're having, mental illness issues that you didn't know that you had, that have not a
Say what now?
I can't hear him either.
Yeah.
I thought it was me. Okay.
It was like you started rapping.
He was the, and I was not. Forget dog child.
Okay. I didn't know what was going on. I
thought it was my AirPods. I was like, oh man, let me take these out.
Are we back? Are we good?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
Timberland on the track.
It was like the remix. We didn't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I was hitting you with the remix.
You put that thing down, flip it in reverse, then we didn't know.
Yeah. Missy Elliott in this bitch, apparently.
Yeah. I can't stand the rain.
Right. We needed a minute. I'm sorry. I don't even know what the hell I was saying anymore. Okay.
I was taking my AirPods. I was like, wait a minute now, because the last time I thought it was me.
The first thought I was like, God damn it, this drink is hitting already. Put this shit down.
One of the aunties raises a great question. So, is sleeping with someone else the only factor that we're frightened by? And I think
to me, it's not the sleeping with someone; it's about the emotional connection with someone else. To me, the emotional connection with someone else is it's like that. It destroys things because you're opening up a door for that. And that's hard to come back for a lot of people.
Let me
just say, maybe not for me. If I get emotionally connected with someone else, it will be hard for me to go back to that relationship and be like, things are still the same.
Because then that goes back to the Will and Jada situation. Like, she was emotionally connected to August.
Right.
So I wonder if that changed the dynamics of her marriage.
But she may not have my personality though. So
no, of course. I'm just curious now that you put it that way. I wonder if that changed the dynamics of their marriage because of her emotional connection to August and cutting the ties the way that she had to prior to him, alluding and then letting out the truth about them being in a relationship.
I don't feel like she was I feel like she was emotionally. I feel like she knows how to detach herself from that.
Yeah, I was say I feel like August was more emotionally attached.
But I don't know how that makes Will feel though.
Good question. I think this is
because if she was able to do that with someone else, I mean, literally, like how would you feel if you took a break from your partner, they emotionally got attached to someone like where it was like it was something for them, and then y'all came back together, but those emotions were there.
Now is he telling me that he had an emotional connection?
You've seen it for yourself. It's on. I mean, in our regular day life, we may not see that. This is all on the internet. It's all over the world for him. So like,
so you on a break and you posted on the gram?
No. Look, wait, this is two different situations.
Oh, okay.
We are regular people, so that may not be our situation if we did that, right? I mean, and we do. I mean, that could be possible too because the social media is around now, but. Imagine seeing this emotional connection with your partner that y'all had a break and then y'all came back together. That's going to haunt you.
I would let it go.
I would too. I would not be able to go back and do that because in the back of my mind, I would still feel like it's still there.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Personally speaking.
And I'm gonna second that.
Okay. All right.
Y'all already know how I feel about that. So
we are very clear. Dominique says, this boy told me my ex never fucked him, but they were in love. When I heard him say, I love you, when I checked his voicemail, my heart broke. That's when I knew it was over.
It's
What happened?
Child, I'm having a Loretta Devine moment right now. I'm sorry.
I see. Somebody walked off with my stuff.
Well, I was about to say that. But that's real though. You know what I'm saying? That's why to me, breaks to me, I personally I couldn't handle it.
Like I said, there's got to be some structure with the break. That's all I'm saying. There's got to be
ain't no structure going to fix this for me. I can't do it.
I feel like it can, but both people have to be honest about it.
Yeah.
Y'all know
I don't
me.
feel like
Other
people can be involved in our break. Like if we're taking a break, it's not so you can explore other people. It's because we need to figure out our situation, not you exploring other situations.
But I think that your standpoint, SoDebNair format, your standpoint is because that is something that happened to you in the past.
No, I never took a break in a relationship.
No. But I'm just saying, like where someone was not honest in regards to what they were doing.
Even if I didn't have that relationship, that's still the same for me. My heart is too involved in my relationships. I could not fathom being in a relationship with anyone. And we're taking a break and you gave your heart to someone else in the break and then you came back to me. I would never be able to sit in a room with you and feel like the love is still there because you gave it away. Are we poly at this point? Because you give your heart to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I don't feel like if that's not the conversation that we've had for our type of relationship, that I will be able to handle that.
Okay. Let's go to the last comment. Tosh says, this is when you talk to your partner about what the relationship needs to keep existing. Call a thing. Ayana Van Zandt, this is why good communication in relationships is important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
But shouldn't we be doing that before the break?
Well, I'm sure you were, but
yeah.
if there was something that, there needed to be a pause or a break or what have you, then, call it, as Taj says, rather, call a thing. This is what I need. This is where I am. Can we compromise? Can we work on it? Whatever the case is. I think above anything else, communication is vital in any type of relationship, of course, but then more specifically, if you're trying to adjust the confines of the rules that you set from the beginning, I think it's absolutely important for you to make sure you communicate what's happening, especially if it's something happening with you. Like if I want to take a break just because I'm having whatever a mental breakdown or something that I can't explain, then I need to be able to communicate that.
I just feel like I would rather go through counseling versus taking a break.
We can do that.
And I don't want to go through counseling and take a break at the same time. I'm going to go through counseling to see how to fix this because
What if that's one of the processes that they suggest that you do?
Then I'm going to say, let's break up. And seriously, because I don't want to have the responsibility of coming back to this and knowing that you have the possibility of giving your heart to someone else. Mentally, for me, I can't handle that. It's going to make me always feel like, well, where is this person at? Are y'all still communicating? Do you wish you were still with this person? Because something was there.
I think that's honest. I can understand that. I think that's honest. Any last thoughts on the topic? You want to go to the next one?
Next one.
That's that on that. All right. Next relationship topic for the night. Would you rather a small wedding or a big wedding?
Ooh.
Or a wedding at all?
That's good. Y'all go before me.
At this moment in time, I'd settle for someone who texts back at an appropriate time. So I think that I would like to start right there.
Start there. I would accept anyone that does not stand me out on a date. Like, totally understandable. But I mean, in your fantasy or your wildest dreams, do you see a wedding for yourself, E?
I do. I see a couple different things. If finances
I could imagine what your wedding looks like, but go ahead.
If finances were not, it's unlimited, it would be definitely a big ass wedding.
I knew that.
Yeah, it would definitely be a big ass wedding. But if it's coming out of my pocket, we're gonna have a nice, small, little intimate wedding, but we're gonna have a big ass reception though.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So not everyone will be invited to the wedding, but everyone will be invited to the reception, where we will party.
Having been working with Black gay weddings and seeing some of the most elaborate things that people can come up with as it pertains to their wedding and their ideas, and some unorthodox and out the box ideas that they come up with, and they're still gorgeous and beautiful and amazing. I would be okay with either. I am not. I would obviously finances are a major part of the conversation because I could want a $100,000 wedding with a $10,000 budget. So, you have to be cognizant. One of the other things that I've learned from that platform is if you're budgeting to do a wedding, don't do 2 big purchases in a year. A wedding is a big purchase. So don't plan to buy a house and do a wedding at the same time. Maybe you need to stay in that little apartment together until, you can do what you really want to do. But at my age, I would prefer either. It just depends upon what I can afford and not doing anything above my means for people that don't really want to see us, happy. That's the other aspect. You're doing a lot of weddings are for show for family members and for friends. It's not necessarily, obviously it's your vision, it's your dream, but at the end of the day, you're paying for them to eat and celebrate your life. And those plates cost and it's expensive. So, if we have to dumb it down and have a small wedding to make sure that everyone that is there really has our best interests at heart and really believes in the love that we share, then let's do that. Or if I want to get married in front of Cinderella's castle at Disney World, that's my business. It just depends upon what we can afford. And I think, again, that's a communication conversation. So yeah, I could do either.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to have a small wedding.
Did you have a big wedding before? Okay.
And I was okay with that. I really didn't. I don't feel like I ever wanted a big wedding. But what I want this next time is like a destination wedding. I want the important people in my life to be there, and I would love to have a big reception after that.
I love that you would want to get married again, because there's a lot of us that say, once they've done it, like, oh no, I don't want to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like, that was my first relationship, so I probably didn't do it. I didn't do what everybody else does, so I definitely want to like travel the road and do it again. But I want to like take my time and actually do that and make sure that whoever I do it with is good. So I definitely do want to get married again, but I want to have a destination wedding. I want my mother and my aunts and like my really, 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 really close friends there. And I want to come back to Atlanta and have like a big, or wherever I'm living at that time, a big reception.
You had to make sure you said aunts because they was in here, and you don't want them to be like, what?
When we go off of here, I'll tell y'all the real part. No,
don't get us in trouble with the aunties. Cause
no, my actually they would probably be there before anything. We'll talk about that for real after the live. But yes, okay. my aunts they always hold me down, so I would, they have to be there for me. Like I didn't get to have that the first time.
Yeah. I can understand that. Again, I think it's just do what's within your means. Just because there are platforms like Black Gay Weddings that show, the elaborate, the beautiful, the extravagant, does not necessarily mean that if you can't afford it, don't try to put on a show for the kids, because the kids are going to talk about you afterwards. So, don't do it for them. Minority Report says, honey, save them damn coins and go small. And I think the Minority Report aunties, I think 2 out of the 3 are married. Correct me if I'm wrong, aunties. I think 2 of you out of the 3 of you are married. So we would love to hear your perspective and your take on your personal wedding or how that worked out for you guys. NYC to be for me says, at my age, I'd say a small intimate wedding reception to have more money for and a lot of traveling. Absolutely. I agree with that. Busy Blue is here.
Hey, it's my friend. Listen, let me tell y'all something about this guy right here. So they have a YouTube channel. It's him and another girl. Her name is Jolene. They are comedians, right? These are the funniest people I've ever seen on YouTube in my life. They are hilarious. They haven't actually been like recapping what's been going on with All About the Tea and everything. It is so funny. Like this has been like this has like made everything light for me. But definitely check them out. He has his own channel. Jolene has her channel, but they are hilarious.
All right. What's up to Busy Blue? Welcome to Affairs of the Heart. Let's go to Taj says, justice of the peace, because I feel like long as we're happy that's all that matters. You want positive energy there so it can last. Sometimes the wedding takes away from the actual meaning of the marriage. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, that's true.
There will be no cell phones at my wedding.
There will be no possibilities.
No cell phones. No cell phones. Because I feel like it's so tacky that when I pay for a videographer and a photographer, and you have everybody in the congregation going like this.
I don't want to during the wedding. During the reception, yes, not during the wedding.
I just feel like it's a moment of celebration for that moment, though. To me personally, I feel like whoever is there, like they want their own personal perspective for them at that that moment.
And you would get paid at the end of the service.
Because they're celebrating you and your union. So I wouldn't mind that, because I feel like they may get a better view or a better caption than my videographers or the photographers that are there. I feel like everybody who's there deserves that moment because they have walked me through this situation.
Well, okay. From my perspective, if I paid for a videographer and you're standing in front of him trying to get, and he's being paid to do that,
don't stand in front of don't do that. My videographer is there should be a rope around him or her to what they're doing. But I mean, if you're sitting in your seat and doing that, I wouldn't mind that.
Oh no, put that away.
Yeah, we're collecting him at the door. Ziploc bags and numbers. We'll take your ticket when you leave. We're not doing that.
I don't even want my videographer to get that in the picture.
Right. I feel like it takes away from the moment. For me, it takes away from the moment of you truly being there, because all you're doing is this.
Yeah, trust and believe. My videographer and my photographer will have everything on lock. Everyone will get a package at the end of the service.
So I just feel like if they do it at a Beyonce concert, they can do it at my wedding. That's how I feel.
I'm not Beyonce.
Okay.
You can treat this like a comedy show. You gotta check your phones at the beginning of a comedy show.
And that's your own personal thing, but I mean, I don't feel like I'm not too far from. I'm a Virgo.
I'm gonna make sure a double pat SoDebNair down twice.
Beyonce said that we are a gift.
Pat him down twice.
And you can sign a non-disclosure.
You sitting over there. I'm like, did y'all get him?
Beyonce said that Virgos are a gift, and I feel like we're a gift. So
give me the receipt too.
Auntie says that her next husband better cry. Period. Princess says, "Hey, Busy Blue."
Hey, Q.
Q is here. What's going on, Q? So we're talking about big wedding or small wedding. What would you prefer? So the aunties have answered our question. Carell is married, Jarrell is engaged, and Dewan is in a long-term relationship. We did a destination wedding. Got it. Wow. Okay.
Look, they all coupled up over there.
Yes, they are. I live vicariously through the aunties.
What's wrong with us?
Like y'all.
Okay. It's okay.
Yes.
So the auntie said we decided.
See why I love you? You already know what happens.
Okay. The auntie said we decided that because it started to get too big and no longer about us getting married, so we pared it down, a destination, and it was perfect, plus saved coins. I think this is a perfect example of what you have to do for you. You have to do what's best for you and not really please everybody else. Because at some point it seems like the wedding gets out of control. It's not for you, it's for everybody else. The aunties also said that they agree with SoDebNair. It was great to see the additional pictures that came from folks with their phones.
No,
Okay.
some of them got LG, iPhone, Nextel, Burp. Like I ain't got time to be sorting through pixelated pictures and stuff.
Princess says some people provide cameras. That's true. I want to get the little wind up ones and let you take your little flash pictures and then figure out how you're going to get them developed because that's a lost art. I've always heard that it's bad luck if the groom cries at the altar. Really?
Who did that from?
Who said that?
Who said that?
You said that?
Child, as many YouTube videos that there are of grooms like losing their minds once they see it, it's really touching. Okay, that's a great question, gentlemen. Do you think that you're going to cry at the altar or have an emotional experience?
At this point, if I find me a man who wants to marry me at this point, I'm gonna cry my eyes out.
Look, I'm
just so happy that it happened again to the right one.
I mean, I wonder. I've thought about that quite frequently, actually, because we've talked about marriage. We've talked about, the possibility of getting married and what we wear and what and how. We just don't have rings or anything of that nature. We did go I'll tell you, oh, child, he scared the shit out of me. We went to Disney on one of our trips. We go every October, and one of our trips, we went to the little Disney Springs, downtown Disney area, and he wanted to go into this jewelry store to look at some watches. And while we're in the jewelry store, he was like, we should probably get size for our rings. This was my face the entire time we were in there, because I was like, is this what happens? Is this how this works? I don't know if this is where the engagements is coming. Like, is this what's happening right now? Obviously, it didn't happen. We were just getting size, so we knew what our ring sizes were. But I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know. It's so much to think about. So I don't know. What are these faces?
Oh, is it my turn? Look, if it happens within the next 4 years, I'm here for it. But I got a time frame on mine. So
you have a time frame on yours, absolutely, because you have deadlines to meet. Kids at a certain age.
Yes.
Marriage at a certain age. SoDebNair.
If you ain't here by 40.
Okay. All right. Okay. So New York to me for me says I've heard that ever since I was a child, and he's 52. So there's that.
You out there on that limb by yourself.
It's a little lonely out on that limb, Miss Watson. Auntie says, at my first wedding reception, I put cameras on the tables. I had no idea what happened to those pictures.
She did put cameras on the tables. I will say that she did.
And no telling where those pictures are. Mark says
they probably threw them in the trash. The cameras in the trash. I forgot the pictures were in there.
Right.
Because they were drinking.
Mark says, I'll cry if I'm the one paying for everything. That part.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Auntie says, just kidding. Those are some of the best pictures I got, she said. So the auntie says, I make it all the way to me reading my vows, and then the lips went to quivering. See, okay. So that's where you cry. Because I think would you write your own vows, guys, or would you quote them out of a book or something?
A little bit of both. I'm pretty sure I would like to attach some type of, poem or something, but I would say a little bit of both.
I want to write mine.
I'm definitely going to quote something though.
Easy, you can freeze your eggs according to New York for me. In terms of your timeline, if you don't meet your deadline, hey, listen, that's all I got. I don't know. I would write my vows.
We'll talk about anatomy next week.
That part. I would write my vows. I think they're a little bit more personal. I don't know if you saw there was a viral video going. I mean, a viral picture going around where this couple, I guess, wrote a portion of their vows or had it etched in the bottom of their red bottoms that they wore on their wedding day.
I wouldn't do that. That sounds ghetto. That sounds ghetto to me. So, ghetto. Ooh, child the ghetto.
I mean, I thought it was. Those are some like because you're never gonna wear them again. So you put them in an air sealed frame.
But it seems like one of those. Is it called an omen where it's like, you know, don't buy no man no shoes because that's the shoes he's gonna walk out on you on. Like I wouldn't.
Don't even get me started.
That's what it sounds like to me.
In the beginning of our relationship, he would not buy me shoes because somebody told him that he felt like if you buy a man shoes, he's gonna walk out of your life. I have 3 pairs of shoes.
And imagine buying the man the shoes with the wedding vows on the bottom of it, and then he leaves you in them damn shoes. Like
I just can't see buying red bottoms and never wearing them again. Like what?
I can imagine writing on the bottom of red bottoms wedding vows. Like no, I wouldn't do it.
I know that costs a coin.
The red bottoms. It's
and it would be till death do us part.
Because the first thing I need is those red bottoms back.
Right.
Yes,
I would put them shoes in your face. Like what is this shoe? What did it say? What does it say? Because this cost me this much money. What does it say? Your ass is take your ass to the other room. You ain't going nowhere. Your ass is we're here.
That part.
But that's why I don't got no man. So
you working on it, friend? You working
on it? I was about to say, we started this whole show with a man. What happened that quick?
What happened in an hour and 20 minutes?
We ain't writing no wedding vows on the bottom of no damn red bottoms though.
I'm gonna find that picture and I'm gonna send it to you guys because I think it's adorable. However, I don't. It's not something. It's not for me. I'm perfectly fine with the fashions that I'm wearing. Auntie says I'm an excellent writer. The next time I'm writing, and there will be some legal terminology in there too. Yes, ma'am. Get all of your legal terminology in there. Bet on the bottom of shoes. It's a flex fail. I agree. All right, gentlemen. Ooh, let's go to the next topic.
All right.
Yes, let's do it. Very good, as Tabitha says. Very good. I think we've talked about this one before. You were on a hookup app and you noticed your best friend's husband is on it. Do you spill the beans or keep it moving? And I think Easy's response to this was he's sending an edible arrangement.
I'm telling you.
Let me look up edible arrangements.
I am screenshotting the message. I'm screenshotting the profile, and I'm sending it to my best friend. Now, if that's their thing, if they got something worked out, that's okay. So it shouldn't be an issue with me sending it to you because I'm looking out for you. So don't get mad at me. But I don't think. I mean, if that's what they want to do in their relationship, do you? But me as a best friend. If I see your man on a social media app and it's some dating, I'm snitching. How would you do the same for me? Shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Jabu says they might be swingers. I'm staying out their business.
And see, that's the thing. If they're swingers, it shouldn't be a problem if I'm telling you. Because it's just like, I'm a single person. I'm on this app looking for other single people. If I see my best friend's man on there.
So let's put a twist to this.
Oh shit!
What if he hits you up?
I'm definitely snitching.
But what if they talk? What if they talked about you? But the friend wanted him to hit you up. Then what?
Meech would never. Meech would never.
There's a lot of people in the comments saying they wouldn't say anything.
What if his man would though? I mean, I don't know.
If his man would, then that's a problem. That's still a problem.
What if Mitch was like, I don't want to say nothing to Easy about it. Now maybe if he says that he's okay with it, you do it, not me.
Nope. Mitch know me too well. I would never even. Nope. Threesome. That's too many people in the bed. First of all, nope.
I mean, Okay.
But like I said, I don't think it should be a problem if you're notifying your best friend that hey, your man is on the site. If y'all are swingers, if y'all do have some type of open relationship, okay, so be it. Just let me know. Okay, then you'll never hear about this from me again. But I'm thinking I'm doing you a favor because look, I would want you to tell me if you saw my man out there doing some shicey shit.
It's none of my business. That's all I got.
All right. Connected says, I've had this discussion with friends. They have all said they want to know. So I would be gathering evidence and filling the expense reports with the receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I can even give you a really good story about this. So actually, one of my really good friends now was dating an old friend of mine. And we had a conversation kind of like this. And he was like, if he's doing this or doing something weird or whatever, let me know. So I did actually do that. It turned so bad on me because of my ex. I'm like, well, we didn't, that's not our conversation or whatever. But it turned really bad. So actually one of my really, like, when I'm gonna call my best friend, like, we're best friends because of that situation, because I told, he knew that I told the guy about this, but I told him why I told his ex-boyfriend this. And he's like, no one ever told me that. He was like, but that makes sense to me because that's a loyal friend. If my friend comes to me and says, if my man is doing this, tell me, and I do that, I would do it too. And so that's why me and him are really good friends now.
So, I mean, for those of you who are saying that, like, you wouldn't tell, what if you saw them out at the club making out with somebody? Like, I honestly can't see me not telling someone that I care about. Like, that's my friend. Like, and then, like I said, if that's their thing, that's their thing. So they should not be upset with me coming to them about it. But if I see it out there, like, I couldn't call myself a friend.
But do you have conversations with your friends like this before they start dating someone though? Like, do you know your friends well enough to say, hey, I like open relationships, or I like poly, or the other one, polygamy. Mm-hmm. Like like, do you know your friends well enough to know that these are the type of people that they date, so you don't put yourself in a bad situation?
I would say yes, but even if I see something, I'm still going to say something. I think that's
so you the MTA now. You transit systems. If you see something, say something.
See something, say something. What you do with the information is all on you. If you tell me leave it alone, I'm gonna leave it alone. If you tell me
I feel like I know my friends well enough to know what type of relationships that they deal with. So, and if they like secretly are having open relationships or those other ones, I feel like maybe we're not really as good of friends as I thought we were, because I would never want to put myself in a position like this and say something and they have that kind of situation and they just didn't tell me, and now I look like an asshole.
If my friend happens to get upset or mad at me, then I don't think we were friends to begin with. Because you're misplacing the anger on me, and it shouldn't be. At the end of the day, I came to you because I had your back. I'm gonna ride or die for you no matter what. And if I see someone who may be potentially causing you harm, I'm gonna interject. Now, like I said, if you tell me that this, you already know it's good to go, you won't hear a word from me at all. That's the end of it. The situation is dead. But I'm definitely gonna come to you though, because at first I'm not gonna have my friend out here looking like a fool. That's just
But your friend also shouldn't have you out there looking like a fool either.
How am I out here looking at? I'm out here minding my business.
Because
I'm
you out here running back and telling your friend something that is okay with your friend, but your friend should tell you this. Do you
tell Dwayne and I everything that goes on with your relationship?
Say it again.
Do you tell Dwayne and I or anyone else in your close circle everything that's going on within the closed doors of your relationship?
Personally, I feel like, especially with my dating situation, I feel like when we come on this podcast, I do tell y'all everything.
Now, let me just say, I didn't know nothing about this man.
Well, but listen, but I have talked about him. I didn't show.
But you have not given.
I didn't show a face. I didn't show a face.
Hold on, let me tell you this though.
But I talked about him. But the thing is this: I get what you're saying. Let's travel down this road.
You never gave no direct clues to what's going on.
Yes, I did. I said Dwayne told me don't overreact about things, and I told y'all. I said, listen. With this communication thing, I communicated and I said, I want to communicate more. We talked about this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Everything, I just don't, because I don't want to come on here because it's been so many drastic situations. I give a little bit of information because I feel like as soon as I say, listen, this is what it is, this is who it is. Next week, I'm like, F everybody, because he's trash. Like that's why I don't do it.
But let me just say this though. You said that you have been on and off talking for 3 years.
Okay. Yeah,
Wayne, did you know anything about him talking on and off with someone for 3 years? Consistently. So okay, hold on. So that means we don't know. So if I had known, we were surprised.
Okay.
And I'm not mad about it. I'm happy for you. If you're happy, I'm happy. If you in love, I'm in love. If you love it, I love it. But my thing is, we didn't know. So you can't blame me for coming to you with information if I don't know. Because no one indulges everyone. Like there are things that I don't tell Meech. There are things that Meech doesn't tell me. We're best friends. But even then, there's somebody over there. You look to the.
My neighbors is up. No, it was like I thought someone. I'm like, what the hell's going on? But it's my neighbors upstairs.
Just checking.
It's scary. I thought someone was in the back of my house. Seriously, that's why I look like that. But it's my neighbors upstairs. But thank God you saw me, because if y'all didn't call the police, y'all saw me look like that. But yeah, it's my neighbors upstairs.
The call is coming from inside the house.
It's inside the house.
But like I said, I don't think everyone tells everyone every single thing that goes on within their relationships. And they have that right, because that's the relationship between you and that person. So I shouldn't know everything. If you open your relationship up to everybody, that means you're opening up to their opinions, their thoughts and concerns about what's going on. You don't need nobody else in your relationship. But if I come to you as a concerned person, as a concerned friend, and I'd be like, hey, I saw your man out making out with some dude, or I saw him on this dating app. I'd be like, oh no, that's cool. We have a little situation. That's how we handle our relationship. That's what goes on between us. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Never mind it. Forget I even said anything, and we move on.
But I feel like we should. I feel like I know my friends who are open to polygamy and being polyamory, all those things. So I wouldn't be doing that all the time, because I feel like I know my friends well enough to know that. So maybe if my man, if my friend's man is out doing this, it's because that's the type of relationship that they have. So I wouldn't run back and say that.
I think essentially the both of you are kind of saying the same thing.
We are.
But if I can see both sides. I see where Easy is like, well, of course, if we're friends, I'm going to protect my friend, and
Easy is at the club. Looking up edible arrangements while he's there.
First of all,
and it's on the way.
I've done it several times. I have taken pictures, I have taken videos, and I sent it on the way. You don't have to respond back to it. I'm just letting you know what's going on here.
Yeah. Let's go to some comments real quick. Whew, there's so many. I think this was a decent one. New York to be for me says some friends say they want to know until it actually happens.
Absolutely.
Right.
It changes things.
And once again, that's on them then. That ain't on you.
Yeah, Auntie says that's different. It in an active making out session is different than seeing them on an app, is what she's saying.
Wait. Go back to that. What she said? Wait. it's different in an active make-out session. It's different.
I suggested, what if you saw them making out like in a club setting or something like that, versus seeing them on the app?
I mean, this is for my own personal information. I want to understand why she's saying this, but go ahead.
I guess you're seeing them in the act, and there's not an assumption.
I know what she's saying.
Okay.
So what's the problem?
Right. Might ask the friend qualifying questions before I spill the beans, says Shabu.
Okay, that makes sense.
I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Taj, I'm gonna get to your question. I'm gonna pull your question up next, but I wanted to get through all of the comments before we move to your question. Let's see. Connect says, if you're a friend and you and that friend have a long relationship, why would you not inform them? If you can't share with a person you love, then perhaps you need to reevaluate the friendship.
There you go. Come on, King.
Okay. All right. Auntie, I will personally get you a fan. She wants one of these. So SoDebNair, let me know where I can send Auntie her big fan so she
I
can
want one.
take a picture of it. I'll order some and I'll make sure I get them to you guys.
Yeah, give you that information.
Yes. Jabu says most of the time close friends are not going to tell you about their secret sexual life.
I don't know about your friends, but that's not my situation. My friends are very open about that, so I can't say that for me.
No, my friends are not. We don't now.
And to rebuttal that, he says, I found out some of my friends were swingers through other people I know that are. And I guess, if you're not privy to that information, do you take it personally or do you not take it personally? Do you think, well, maybe they don't, if we were best friends and I don't know anything about this part of your life, do you reevaluate that?
Not at all. That's their business.
I mean, I guess if for me, I'm a pretty free person. So if you didn't tell me, I would probably feel like we're not friends like that.
If he's a real friend, then you should tell him.
Hey, Q.
Says Q.
I've missed you, Q.
It's okay. I understand. Yeah, I'm getting to you, Taj. I want to, because that question is valid. I do want to ask that question. I'm getting to you, Boop. Busy Blue says, I'm open to.
Damn.
My friends are really open about their escapades. I'm assuming is what we're talking about. My friends don't know
about talking about their relationship. Like if they're polyamorous or polygamy, that my friends are like that.
Yeah,
they're open to talk about that.
Yeah, so some people are, some people aren't.
So like if my friends if I saw one of my friends' boyfriends out doing that, if I have a friend who is into that, I wouldn't go back and say anything because I know that's the type of relationship that they have. So
And Dominique says, my friends don't know that I'm a cum dump.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's fine.
Y'all know, you do know that that's Lex, right?
Yes.
That's who?
Okay, I have to make sure. Lex.
Yes.
Okay.
Jabu said they didn't tell because they didn't want to be judged.
I'm sorry. Not a cum dump.
Listen.
Child, I can't.
I love him so much.
I don't know.
I was trying to hold it in, but
he trying to hold it in too.
You have said clearly you have sent SoDebNair into a tailspin. But I do want to pull up Taj's question because it is a valid question. I think it's pertinent for this conversation. How do you feel when people use the term twink, bear, and etc. on gay dating websites? Do you feel objectified? I feel like it creates division in the community, and I understand the other labels.
Is the person who made the profile saying that, or what they're looking for saying that?
I'm assuming that Taj it's meaning like if there is a profile that says, they want twinks or bears or, no fats or no femmes, no diseases, whatever. Does that objectify those that it pertains to? And is it a negative connotation to the community?
I feel like people get offended by that stuff, but I also feel like it helps you not hit that person up. It helps you not get disappointed because you may feel like this person is attractive, but you see what they don't want. You know, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a great thing because all these things that you listed, one of the things may be good for you, but that's not what you want. People have to grow and be mature about things, and it takes life to get there. So I don't really know. I mean, I feel like it's a bittersweet situation. It's good, but it's bad.
Easy. What do you think?
Because you know he's a toddler. He's a toddler.
Oh God, I remember that. I'm so mad you brought that back
up. Listen, I can't be the only convertible top in here. Everybody has a nickname. So, yeah, everybody has a nickname.
I don't have a problem with it.
Why do you not have? Because you don't take it personally.
I don't take it personally. I just feel like I'm 34 years old. I'm not putting this on any of the. I'm only on one dating app, which is Tinder. But I don't have anything like that on there. But at the same time, if someone is advertising that they don't want no femmes, or they want twinks, or they don't want bear, like if you're stating what you want, how can someone get offended by that? Like, why are you getting mad about what I want? Like, I never understood. Like, how are you upset about what I want for me? Like,
I think it becomes an issue when I only take an issue with it when it's geared towards or centered around HIV statuses or things, because you don't know why that person, they may not have been able to help them being positive. They could have been raped. They could have been, you know what I'm saying? So like when you're ignorant to the health factors of the situation, and you're like, I understand you have every right to say that you don't want to be with somebody that's positive, but don't do it in a way that
condescending.
That's condescending or makes them feel bad about being positive because you don't know why they are. Yes. Everybody's not positive simply because they've been sleeping around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I guess when it comes down to those kinds of comments and conversations, then I have a huge problem with it, because then you're projecting your ignorance onto someone else when you can do the research and Google, what it means to be undetectable and etc., so that you don't, have to be so rude. I think it's rude.
And it kind of goes back to what I said earlier. It's just how you say things, how you present certain things. Like you said, there's no reason for you to be rude or condescending about it, to state what you want and what you don't want.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that everybody has a preference, which is totally okay, but it goes to, just making sure that you're not being offensive in your preferences.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope that answers the question, Tom.
I guess I feel like people do that to not disappoint other people who may be attracted to them. And let's just take out the sexual, the HIV thing out of this situation for just 1 second. What if I'm just not attracted to that?
To what exactly? What do you mean?
Fat films, all that, like those things. Like I feel like I'm allowed to not be attracted to certain things.
Yeah,
and I feel like people in our community hate it, but it's also saving you from being disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want. But we also are offended because people are saying this is what I want. But let's say that we're all fat, but maybe I don't like people who have long hair, or people who have body hair, or people who don't get their toes done. Like, let's take like the actual shape, like the physical things out of it, and look at it like as something that's just natural. Like, I hate that like that's a thing, because it's like we should be able to be allowed to not like things we don't like.
And I'm not saying that you're
we
not.
should be allowed to express that too.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to. I'm just saying.
No, you said what was right. You didn't say anything wrong. But I feel like when it comes to the no fats and no films thing, it's so
looked down upon.
It's looked down upon because people feel like it's like worse than just saying like, I don't like people who don't get their feet done, or I don't like people who have long hair, or I don't like people who are like 5'11" or like 5'4" instead of tall guys. Like the fast and film thing is a lot, but if I'm not physically attracted to that, I should be able to say that without any problems because I'm not attracted to that.
And let me just say this, like we all have, and I'm pretty sure we can all tell stories about why we've been turned down or why we've been pushed aside. I know I've gotten the fact that I was too tall, I was too dark skinned, I was what is it? I some people didn't like the beard. We've all been turned down for different types of reasons. So it's just I don't know. Okay, how about this then? Is it if it's a is it rude if it's just your preference? Like what you want?
I don't think it's rude for based upon being your preference. I think again it goes back to the delivery. You know, because then if I'm saying no fats, for example, and I'm someone that is attracted to someone that I'm looking at their profile, but I am 300 pounds, you know, then that insecurity or that rejection sets in. And some people are not as emotional as I am, so I can't necessarily say that this is what that person would be thinking. But I would assume that it puts them in a space that doesn't make them desirable at all. Now, granted, there is a market and people that love big guys, you know, so you just have to find your, you have to find your, you know, so you just kind of have to find where your village is, so to speak. But at the end of the day, I think that it all boils down to you being comfortable with yourself, so that when you see those things in the profiles, that they don't trigger you to have an emotional spiral.
But you shouldn't be on Jax or any other app or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is, and someone say, I don't like fat, and you're fat, and like that triggers you to like want to talk to this person to convince them this is what they want. You know what I'm saying? They just don't like that, and they're allowed to feel like that. And I feel like that's why there's such a big problem with that in our community. It's like no fats, no films. Maybe they're just not attracted to that.
What if we change the narrative of fat and femme? Like, what if we called it something else that seemed a little bit more socially acceptable?
But so go ahead with what you want to say. I'm gonna throw wrench. I want to throw something else after that. But go ahead.
Oh no, that was it. I was, instead of just saying fat and femmes, if we said something that was a little more acceptable and not so demeaning, because I can understand how fat can be a demeaning word,
or even femme, because all of us are not extremely masculine. All of us, no matter how much we want to portray that we are, as masculinity is subjective, and it's not something that
because if Whitney come on in the club,
listen, or if Beyonce comes on in the club, it's over for a lot of us.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with I'm Every Woman when it comes on. Like
you turn into every woman. Period. That's it, so you can't.
Not you turn into every woman.
That's it. It happens every time. So I mean,
song comes on, and it's just a whole.
You turn into every woman, and you get your entire life with every run and every riff, and you move on. You become Rachel from The Bodyguard, and you get your life.
We had that song play at the school once, and we were learning about Whitney, And I tell you, and I wasn't ready for it, and it came on, and I was like, I had to check myself.
Had to remember where you was at.
I mean, for me.
Everyone. So or how about this? Side note: what's the song that you queen out for?
It is. I don't even have a song. If a Beyonce comes on, I'm queening out for us. I'm going to do it. I'm gonna catch myself in a minute, but it happens for me. Let single ladies come on. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
I mean, any Destiny Child song for me. Any Destiny Child song, any Beyonce song, any Whitney Houston song, any song that
woman. I'm every woman does that for me too. That's why I was laughing for real. When I come on, it does. I switch up real quick when I remember that I'm not every woman, but it does stuff to me.
All of a sudden, I got bangs, I got inches.
Yes, you are Whitney Houston in the video. Period.
Hello, I'm giving
But my point to that is that all of us have a feminine side.
Absolutely.
And I think when we demonize femininity, in a dating setting or a hookup setting or what have you, then that's also an issue. So everybody's kind of tuning into what their queening out songs would be. You've got Janet Jackson, you've got Mariah Carey.
Yes, that's a good one.
You've got Jump to It. Yes, by Aretha. If that's the Jump to It I'm thinking of, that's the one that Luther's in the background.
Yep.
So now he's singing. See, there goes. There were some other comments that I wanted to. Jabu asked a very pertinent question from the question.
That's
Jabu,
more like it's like a chubby, hairy person.
It is a
chubby
not person, a man, a
man,
big hairy man.
I was trying to respect the pronouns.
Do they call?
Busy Blue wants to know what a totem is.
Easy. I mean,
really, that's
what you said. I never heard that till you.
That's what I was called.
You're the only person I've ever heard that from. So I'm assuming
someone told me that I was a totem, and I had replied with like, "What's a totem?" I never heard of that before, and it's someone who is a bottom but gives off the persona of a top. So apparently,
whatever that is.
So apparently, I carry myself like a top. But
so would you? So what if Dwayne would Dwayne be like a convertible totem if he was given that, like a juke blue?
I don't even have any words.
What's the next topic?
Do y'all understand what I deal with? Do you see what happens? We missed 1 week of a show, and it is all about the lubing trips and the convertible totems.
That was your lubing trip.
Now imagine a totem or a totem being at a lubing trip. Like, what would that look like?
Goodbye.
Mute him.
Right. Taj says, I don't like the terms. That's what I was saying. He doesn't like the terms because he asked the question. I feel like it weighs shaming. Do you feel like we need more representation in porn too? I just kind of don't like when people call me a bare basic on my. Okay.
He must be has a Nintendo.
On his weight.
Yeah.
I feel like those terms
must be on Animal Crossing.
What?
No. So SoDebNair knows all about that. I have no clue.
Animal Crossing. There's bears, and he's talking about the weed.
Otters.
There's autumns. There's wolves. There's bears.
Not autumn.
No, I said otters, bears, wolves. We did eagle one time too, right, Dwayne?
Yeah, we did a whole guessing game
Yeah.
of what the
we did.
terminologies were.
I will say that I like what Raheem Shabazz is doing. His
There's pigs.
he has a lot of different body types within his porn. I don't know if anybody checks out his OnlyFans or his Twitter, but there's a lot of different representations within his porn, like slim, tall, short, big, chubby, like hairy, like there's a lot of representation in what he puts in the material that he puts out, which I think is great.
But so let's have this conversation though. Should that be offensive though?
What do you mean?
The fact that people have their own personal preferences.
I don't think it should be offensive.
I think it goes back to what we've been saying. It's in the delivery. It's in the delivery.
Yeah, do you feel like the titles are offensive?
I mean, the titles are going to be the titles. The titles aren't going anywhere. No matter if we all choose not to use them, the titles they're still going to be used someplace else.
And let's be clear: the titles were never made for us.
Yeah, that's
the titles were made from the
because
white community.
When we did that game, those were from not our skin tone. When we did that game, they weren't. So yeah, you're right. You're right.
Side.
Yeah, they were not made for us. I mean, granted, I'm not knocking anyone that, we've adopted some of the terms and, based upon our preferences of whether, we fit into those categories or those kinds of communities. However, those terms were not for us to begin with. So if we don't understand them, then we don't understand them. And that's that on that. Yeah. So Jabu, I do not know how many terms there are.
There's a lot.
But you can Google that though.
Yeah, they don't. That I don't have the answer to that question. Taj was saying the weight, the weight that they carry. I got you, Taj. I got you. All right. So, is that on that for tonight? Do we have anything else that we want to discuss?
I think so.
Because SoDebNair has been in an entire different conversation. What's going on over there?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, now you don't know what I'm talking about.
In Chicago, Blue probably texted him about this conversation this evening.
Right. Because you're in a whole nother conversation right now while we're talking to you.
No, I'm not. I'm listening to you. I'm hearing. Chicago Blue that's not what's happening here. That's not what's happening.
Somebody's texting. Somebody's communicating.
If y'all paid attention, you would know what's going on.
Oh, I paid attention. Trust. Hey! Don't call me out on a good time, baby, because I will put it out there for clear. Let's go back to some of these comments
after the live. After we get off of here. You
want to call it out? Let's call it out.
You calling me out. I'm just saying. I ain't doing nothing that y'all haven't seen. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. We want to make sure that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm just playing. I'm here.
Oh, don't do my friend Raheem like that.
Rashida did that. Yeah.
All right. So, you want to close us out? SoDebNair, can you take a few minutes?
Yes, absolutely. So, guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. See, I'm here. I got you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on those notifications. Make sure you guys like this video. Comment below. Let us know what you think. Also, like our page on Instagram, The Affairs of the Heart. If you're on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. I don't even want to say like it, but if you're on Facebook, leave a review because I said every week nobody ever leaves one, but come over to YouTube because that's what needs to happen. We are almost at 1,000 guys, and we need to hit that 1,000 so we can get paid. And I think that's it. That's everything. Oh, and check out AOTHpodcast.com. Our merch is there, and that's it.
All right. So we will see you next week, same time, same place.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Did we talk about next week?
Easy won't be here, right?
Yeah, I will not be here. Why?
Because Easy is going to be in Dallas at at the Juneteenth festival.
Hey. My man Kirk Myers has a
Oh, I thought you was going to the Louvre. Oh, no. Okay.
Not the looping it. No. That's all Dwayne. I'm going to be in Dallas, Texas for the Juneteenth celebration brought to you by Kirk Myers. If you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. It's going to be.
So are we doing next week or no?
I'm just saying. I'm going to turn it up with Erykah Badu and Rick Ross.
It's up to you, Debonair, if you want to. Maybe we can bring somebody else on. If you don't want to, we don't have to.
Yeah, well, I have the perfect person. Yes, we'll be here next week.
All right. New York to be for me says we need a guest host in Easy's place. There you go.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. We'll do
the fans have spoken.
Who's willing to keep my seat warm?
And that's that on that.
Wait, what is next Thursday?
Is it the 17th? Am I lying? It is the 17th. It is the 17th. Yes.
Actually, I may be able to do it. My flight is until that morning.
Until the morning of the 17th?
The morning.
We'll let you guys know before the show happens. That's what we'll do.
Hey, y'all sitting there trying to replace me already.
All right.
We didn't replace you. That's what it said in the chat. We're not trying to replace you.
We could never. All
If
right.
anyone wants to join me, let me know though.
We will see you.
Y'all should definitely do that. Make sure you guys definitely do that. If y'all are there, go make sure y'all hit up Easy. Meet and greet. Send us the pictures so we can
absolutely. It's gonna be fun. Matter of fact, you know what's great about this event that's happening? This is the first time where all the after parties are taking place at the Heaux Hotel. So once you turn up out there in the streets, you can come back to the Heaux Hotel. You know, and the Heaux Hotel actually is it's everybody. It's rented. Like he has a whole entire building. All the rooms are dedicated to Juneteenth celebration. So everyone who's coming will be all in one place. So whoever you meet at the club, you already know where they're going back to. I'm not trying to promote nothing. I'm just saying.
Too late. Too late.
Like you'll see you may see them walking down the hall. Make sure I lock my door.
So if you're in Dallas, make sure you hit up Easy for Juneteenth weekend. SoDebNair and I, and maybe Easy will be here next week. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Affairs of the Heart podcast. We love you guys. We appreciate you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Be safe and take care.